Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're playing Bob by Gray Matter. Looks like it's an early EA game before they really went to shit. Alright, so what are we going to do? Platformer, looks like. Alright, jump. Giant punch. Shoot. Interesting. Alright, so L and R don't do anything, but we have a jump, we have a punch, we have a fire, and we have a ability to push ourselves high. Alright. Alright, so we have definitely supercharged our weapon. Ah. We can stay ducked. That's kind of cool. I like that. No 180 degree, just up or straight. Ah. I thought I jumped, but I did not. I mean, a decent little platformer. It's very unique, interesting. We are not doing good on avoiding these things. I love the punch, though. It's hilarious. Alright, so we keep picking up different power-ups for our whatever that is that we get. Is that the end of the level? I mean, it's very interesting. It has a bit of uniqueness to it, but like at this point, can any side scroller truly be overly unique in many aspects? I mean, you can have one or two gimmicks, but I don't think that we can really have anything that's like overly unique that hasn't been done between, you know, Mega Man, Mario, and then like all the copycats. Like for the most part, alright, so we don't have anything at the moment. Alright, so we can only punch forward. We can't punch up. I'm trying to do more punching than shooting at the moment. We got a flamethrower now. Doesn't that kind of remind you of the xenomorph egg? I'm not sure I like the flamethrower. You don't get to fire it. It's another one of the hold down and attack things. I don't know why the jump is so Like, you can't even get anywhere near the edge of anything and jump, or it just doesn't do it. Like, I was trying to jump over the... The hell was that? Okay, so we do have, looks like an option to select different weaponry if we have it. Wow, our punch apparently is way strong because that guy usually, we got in one punch, but... Okay, so that's how we switch it with it. All right. Since we can't jump and since we can't punch and climb. Jesus. We got whooped on that one, but hey, that gives us, that's our health. Okay, good to know. I mean, the levels are fairly decent. They're not overly long, but they're just long enough to be enjoyable with that before they become really repetitive. So we got interior and exterior levels. I mean, doesn't this kind of remind you slightly of like Oddworld a little bit? That didn't work at all how I wanted it to. Trying to see how this thing works, but it doesn't seem to do much. Ouch. You do have a delay in like some of your movements. And then not being able to shoot diagonally kind of sucks. Alright, that gives us one. I believe that's the bomb, right? If I remember correctly, which I don't because I wasn't really paying attention. Yep, bomb. Just kaboom. Ah. We knew that was coming too, and we still messed it up. Ah, we really screwed that one up. We did so much better the first time around. Right on it. I mean, all in all, there's really nothing too negative to say about anything. Controls well. It just takes getting used to the way the button layout is. Like, well, that's unfortunate. Because you can't shoot diagonally down or anything, so it's like... I wonder if we were able to shoot... The one thing I think I have the biggest problem with is the jumping. Seems to be a recurring theme on a lot of these, because sometimes you go to jump on. Oh, our health is right there. Boo. Oh, we continued, but we didn't see the password? I didn't see a password anywhere. So now we start all over because we didn't see a password? Or was I just not paying attention? Oh, so the password's down below. Okay, so that's where it was. We just weren't paying attention. We'll give it one more go. I mean, it's fairly fun. It's not the end of the world. It's not terrible. It's a fairly enjoyable little game. Alright, so that switches between those two things. And then that switches those. Alright, so we get full health anyway, so it doesn't really matter. For the most part, it's responsive. Graphically, it looks good. It's fun. It's silly. Still missed. I still got hit with it. I was trying to do the whole avoidance, but that didn't work. And that is another thing. I guess we need to drop down and jump. I was hoping we can jump off of it, but that doesn't work. Was there anything over here? I believe so, right? Yeah. My one main thing is, do we get to bring everything that we've earned over if we don't die? That's kind of what I want to figure out. We do a little dance. Nice. Like, the sprite work is good. Our character is actually kind of silly, funny. It's got that little bit of lightheartedness, like High on Life, a little bit of Oddworld, some of the other old school elements to make it somewhat fun. Little Toe Jam, or not Toe Jam, but Earthworm Jim. Kind of has a little Earthworm Jim feel to it. Alright, so we do keep everything. Alright, it's good to know. I mean, we could use our thing to get up there, but I don't really see that being necessary. We'll save it in case we see something actually worthwhile. Like, I don't think we need that help. Oh, yeah, we're going up there anyways. Oh, we can actually... Now, the question is, are they going to be gone when we come back, or are they going to respawn? It's a good way to test that. I don't think we really need it, but I mean, we're not coming back, so why not just grab it now, right? Ah, damn it. Those damn crabs are annoying, man. Actually, we might keep that on there. Okay, so if we did do that for the future reference, we can actually... Damn it. At least we're going to get full health, so it doesn't matter. Alright. Now we can use this. I mean, when you get the hang of it and once you understand the level, it's not too bad. You just got to remember where some of the cheese is kind of what we got to do. Okay, he is kind of repeating himself a little bit. It's kind of becoming a little more unfortunate. One of the first things I forget. And then we've got... I felt... Damn it. I remembered that and messed up that other one. We got 2 bombs now. Yeah, like sometimes, see, this is where we save that, because I want to see what that is. There we go. We got a big old gun now. And we'll save that. See if we can have something that's more important to blow up. Alright, so here's where we can use this one. Yeah, so it really becomes a much easier game if we do conserve what we have and move everything over. But we do need health. So that's what we're going to be working on right now. And again, we can shoot things prior to getting to them, and they're gone. So that's something to remember. Damn it. Oh, we take damage from falling? Oh, like I kind of knew that we kind of did the squishy thing, but I didn't know that we actually died and we lost all of that stuff. And we're not getting a password. That's very unfortunate. Our weapon kind of sucks. Alright, we're just going to move on. There we go. Alright, let's conserve that gun for now. Oh, come on. That sucks. Oh, wait a minute, we can, I almost just truly resigned myself to death. I forgot we actually started with 3 of those things regardless. So, luckily, because that was cheap, man. We fall down into a thing, we're just like, oh, hey, you die. But luckily, we did not. There we go. Now we get a password. So we have to go through all of that stuff in order to get a password. But at least a password... Don't tell me he says, oh, it doesn't look like... Alright. Yeah. So at least our password is always there with us. Ah, dead. Haha. Dead. Yeah, like I said, the jumping is mostly fine, but it does have its moments. Where it does not do exactly, it's not as responsive as you would like it to be. So at least to continue just saves our password. So that's good. I mean, I know we could just drop down, I'm guessing, but I don't want to. I want to do the jump that shouldn't be that hard, but that it is. Yeah, we're screwed. Like, you get down here and you're dead. It's just, you're done. There's, I don't even think if we had the propeller head that we'd get up, we'd be able to get all the way up there. Yeah, the jumping, like I said, it's not as responsive, and the fact that like you kind of sometimes hit your head is a little obnoxious. We didn't land where I wanted to, but so there is really no point to this. Because, yeah, we just wind up down here. Alright, so there is some really kind of unfortunate, really annoying, like, cheese in this whole thing where... Faced. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue I have is... For the most part, you don't really notice it, but every now and again, you will notice a little bit of lag when you're trying to input. Enemies are taking some shots. Alright, we know that was one. They do, at least they're really being original with the enemies. We're not seeing the same boring stuff over and over again. Crabman's back. Talk about annoying. We can't get to him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, we're out of our gun. Well, that's unfortunate. We can't punch while we're... Alright, we got some health. Why are we not hitting? Kind of, sort of not hitting, but I guess we were hitting and they just either kind of went through our fist. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that enemy at the moment. I mean, the level design is good. It is challenging, but not in like the really bad, cheesy way to make it just more difficult than it needs to be. It's actually very well... That's unfortunate. See, stuff like this, though, I'm not a fan of, where we can't shoot down. There's not a whole lot we can do here. And because we're a little, with a little bit of the lag in there, like, as I'm saying, there's not a lot of cheese and they're not doing things overly difficult for no reason, they do that shit. And that really is a little obnoxious. Like, that's very obnoxious, honestly. Like, having an enemy that camps you. I mean, the levels troll the hell out of you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They will troll you hard in this. So, like, I'm trying to learn some of the thing. We're trying to figure out, let's see where else we can go. And they just troll. Just, will you fall already? Oh, man. It's funny how some of these... Oh, I ran out of fire. I was like, how did I switch? Is there another button? Or another way of switching guns? Because... we kind of did, right in the middle of things. Alright, I think this gun's going to be better for this. I think this is actually a big part of the game. Like, the more I kind of see it, the more I feel like it actually is a major part of it. Because without him there... I thought that was the one we killed, but either way, without the one that we killed there, changes a lot right there, you know? And of course, we have bugs that we can't hit. I guess we should have switched over the weapon, which we did there. Not intentionally, but... I mean, the really good thing about the game is it's a lot of also not only time, but weapon management, where you don't want to just go through the levels guns a-blazing, because certain weapons you kind of almost need for certain things, for certain enemies, for certain scenarios, situations that you're in. So just going around wasting the really good weapon because you have it is almost like, you know, it's going to really bite you in the ass more so than a lot of other games. It's like you really want to manage, you know, everything that you're doing. Wow, that weapon is not very strong, is it? I think that one is going to be powerful because it only gives you 9 shots. Ah. Oh, come on. Like, it's funny, but it's also really obnoxious that they do that. We were so far down that's... Anyway, so that's Bob. Honestly, it is a pretty decent, really side-scrolling, fun game. Like I said, it really has that Earthworm Jim, Oddworld, even with a little bit of some of the other games, some other stuff rolled in, where it's actually well done. It's not exceptionally unique in any way, but like it is a lot of fun. It does troll you a bit, so it is kind of comedic, and you gotta just, you know, roll with it and kind of laugh stuff off, like where you fall down a thing and boom, it's like you're trapped and you're gonna die. Like, the game trolls you a lot, and it's kind of fucking hilarious and obnoxious at the same time. The enemy placements can be a little cheesy, with little obnoxious enemies that like camp you and do some stuff that you can't do anything about for the most part. It is a lot of weapon management that you really want to pay attention to. Also, the ability to shoot through walls and enemies don't respawn. So you take that into account, and I think that is actually an actual part of the game itself, is the fact that you do need to, you know, find yourself being able to take care of enemies that are going to be coming up as a nuisance and take them out earlier. But all in all, like, in general, it's a pretty well done game. It does have a little bit of issues where sometimes jumping, it doesn't respawn properly, and you wind up falling down a lot more than you should. It happens in a couple spots that it just wasn't jumping at all, which was really weird, in the exact same spot where everywhere else was fine. So it's almost like there was a weird thing in a couple weird spots, but as overall, I didn't really have an issue. But I know there was one part in there that I tried like 6 times and it would not jump from a certain location, which is really weird. But yeah, you kept kind of falling off where like the wall or the clip rate or something in there was off. So when you were trying to do it, get close to jump, it was dropping you instead, where it normally happens when you get too close to an edge in other places. But it was much further in the platform than normal. So I think there was a weird coding issue in like 1 or 2 areas. But other than that, like, there is a couple of slow response times when you're doing a couple things. But I think that's more part of just the game, more so than anything else. But all in all, like, it is fun. It is well done. It is good. You know, there's a lot of nuances to the game that once you understand, you can start getting into and enjoying more. It is a game that you kind of want to make sure that you actually get down pat. And until you get way far in, because the levels are short enough and once you understand them, you're better off when you die starting over and accumulating all of the necessities that you can really use and utilize later on early, because like as long as you don't die, you maintain everything unless you use them up. So if you go through the first 3 or 4 levels, they're pretty easy and mellow without doing much but punching and doing some stuff, and you really conserve your ammo, conserve your weapons for later things, then that actually is more beneficial sometimes than continuing and losing everything, or dying and losing everything. But I mean, that's good for a while, but how many times are you going to want to keep going over the same level? We've gone over this before. Like, forcing you to, which this game does not do with the password and the continues and everything, you're good to go with not having to fully repeat the game over as a lot of these do, which is very nice that you can never have to play level 1 again once you get here, which is very, very nice. But all in all, the game is well done. The game is fun. The game is silly. It trolls the hell out of you. It does have those really annoying enemy placements and cheese mobs that are in there to just add, and I think again that is part of the trolling and part of trying to figure out ways of getting rid of the enemies before you get there and stuff like that. So there's a lot of nuances that you don't expect that are there. Excuse me. But all in all, a fun little game. I do recommend playing it. I think you're going to have a lot of fun if you enjoy side-scrollers. It's more than just kind of running and jumping. You know, you got a whole lot going on. They do a really decent job of level development, of enemy placement with just the variety of enemies, a bunch of stuff going on. Like, it's not droll. It's not repetitive as much. I mean, all side scrollers are somewhat repetitive because it's move forward, jump, you know, yada yada. But there's enough variety, there's enough uniqueness. It doesn't feel like a copy paste job to where you actually look forward to it and have fun playing it. And again, the levels are short enough that you don't start getting really burned out on them, but they're long enough that you kind of have a little bit of fun and they add a little bit of a challenge. You know, if they're too short, then you breeze right through it and you're on to the next one and yada yada. But when they're too long and they start drolling on and you start to do the same thing, that becomes a little annoying too. So they have that perfect balance where the levels are almost like a perfect size with really good and well done, like, you know, enemies and a lot of stuff going on. And then, you know, you have the levels that have those really bullshit trolls that just kind of, it's almost like the first time you get there and you have all your stuff saved up and you're like, yeah, and you drop down and then you die and you're like, all the stuff I got. So that's where, you know, the trolling comes in, where they're actually getting rid of all the stuff that you've been saving and killing you off right off the bat. And like, it's kind of Dark Souls, you know, a little bit with it kind of stuff. So all in all, fun game, highly recommend it. I think you'll really enjoy it. With that being said, guys, have a good day. See you next time.